Welcome back, our friends, with one of your favorite segments, the Did You Know segment. And today we're going to tell you some interesting and new facts.
Today we have wonderful facts that many people have not heard before. Did you know that butterfly taste with their feet? These fluttery friends' taste sensors are located on their feet. By standing on their food, they can taste it.
Butterflies are considered by many to be the most beautiful insects in the world. Their wings often have bright, rich colors that make butterflies easy to spot in nature. And of course, their wings have intricate designs, oftentimes looking like works of art. Look at these two butterflies. What do their wings remind you of? Very cool. They remind me of sets of eyes. Don't they look like they're looking back at you? These designs are so detailed and intricate. Hey, did you know there's a very interesting life journey that a butterfly must go through in order to look the way butterflies look and to be able to fly? And we're going to look at that life journey right now. The first part of their journey is called the egg. That's the very first part of their life journey. The shapes of the eggs depend on the type of butterfly. And what's cool is if you look closely, you can see the caterpillar growing inside. Wait, a caterpillar? I thought we were talking about butterflies. You'll see. Now, the second part of a butterfly's journey is when the butterfly is a larva. A larva, that's when the egg hatches and a larva comes out. What is the common name of a butterfly larva? Yeah, a caterpillar. During this stage in a butterfly's life, it is so important for the butterfly larva, called the caterpillar, to eat as much as possible. Eating, eating, eating is the job that a caterpillar has. Then, when the caterpillar is fully grown, it forms itself into something called a chrysalis, which is the third stage, the chrysalis stage. In the chrysalis, the caterpillar is going through massive changes. The caterpillar is literally turning into a butterfly! This huge change is called metamorphosis. Can you say metamorphosis? Wow! Metamorphosis. Then finally, the butterfly is an adult, which is the fourth stage, a full-fledged butterfly. Now let's look at the parts of a butterfly to learn even more about these amazing insects. The most noticeable part of a butterfly are a butterfly's wings. Each butterfly has 4 wings. You might be thinking, hey, I only see 2 wings. Well, there are 2 wings hiding behind that tall wing, which gives us 4 wings. Every butterfly has 4 wings. The wings are attached to a part of the butterfly called the thorax. The thorax is where all of the muscles are that the butterfly uses to move its wings to fly. Then, of course, there's the head that features the butterfly's eyes and antenna. And finally, there's the abdomen. The abdomen is very interesting because it has openings that the butterfly uses to breathe through. When butterflies are in their caterpillar stage, they eat lots of leaves and vegetation. Are you gonna eat that all by yourself? I mean, if you are, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just curious. It's a big leaf, but I know you caterpillars can eat a lot. You can eat a lot. But adult butterflies have an all-liquid diet. Their tongue is like a straw, so they only eat liquids. One of their favorite liquids to have is nectar. It is very important for butterflies to be able to fly to find food. As long as it's warm enough, butterflies can fly very fast and can get to where they need to go. The fastest butterflies in the world fly as fast as 12 miles per hour.
A single cloud can weigh more than 1 million pounds. Clouds may look fluffy and light, but they can be quite heavy.
You'll know, for example, that clouds are made of little drops of water or small pieces of ice, depending on the cloud. And that's our first fact. Clouds are made of little drops of water or small pieces of ice, depending on the cloud. So, when you see clouds in the sky, you can say, wow, look at that water up there. There's water up there just floating. And someone might say, you mean clouds, right? And then you could say, yeah, clouds are made of water. Okay, so clouds are made of water, but are there other things in clouds too, other than water? Yeah, there are. You see, clouds have other things in them called aerosols. That's an interesting word. Aerosols. Okay, what in the world are aerosols? Well, aerosols are super tiny particles in the air. One common example of an aerosol is dust. This footage shows dust floating in the air. Are you able to see the dust? You might have to look closely. Like other aerosols, dust is so light it just floats in the air. Okay, this dog is kicking up a lot of dust. Dust is an aerosol and is found in many clouds. Who knows, Rover? Maybe the dust you are kicking up as you run may become part of a cartoon cloud someday. Who knows? Who knows? Another common aerosol in clouds is sea salt. Sea salt particles are very common in our atmosphere because 71% of our planet is covered in water. Okay, so aerosols are tiny little particles that float in the air like dust or sea salt. Now check this out. Water collects on the aerosols in the sky, forming a cloud. Aerosols are like floating hangout spots for the little drops of water that make up a cloud. It's like if this kid is a drop of water and the beanbag chair is an aerosol like a speck of dust. Water just hangs out on the aerosol particles, just relaxing. Ah, this is nice. Now, sometimes the water gets too heavy for the aerosol particles and falls out of the cloud to the ground. That's called precipitation. Precipitation. Big word. Can you say that? Precipitation. Yeah. Precipitation is a big word that refers to any time water falls out of clouds to the ground. What type of precipitation is this? Yeah, rain. Rain is a great example of precipitation. When it's raining, it's like the clouds in the sky are sharing their water with us. Wow, look at all of the water the clouds are sharing with us. Thanks. Oh, hey, maybe a little too much rain, you think? You could keep some of the water for yourselves, clouds. Another form of precipitation you may have seen is snow. Snow. Does it snow where you live? Okay. If it's cold enough, snow can fall from clouds. There are other types of precipitation too, like freezing rain, sleet, and hail. They are all ways that water falls from clouds to the ground. That is a big part of what clouds do. But that's not all. Clouds also lower the temperature, cooling the earth. Some of the sunlight bounces off of clouds, making it less hot. First, they share their water with us, and then they help us stay cooler. Wow. Dear clouds, thank you for the water you bring to us through precipitation and for making it cooler here. I also want to say I'd love a pony. I don't know if you grant wishes. I just thought I'd try. Sincerely, Homeschool Pop. Oh, now it's time for a random cloud fact. This is a cloud fact you can be sure is a fact about clouds. All right, here we go. Some clouds can move faster than 100 miles per hour. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Those are the fastest clouds. Most clouds move slower than that, but the fastest clouds can move over 100 miles per hour. That's really, really fast, especially since clouds are made of water, you know. That's fast water. Fast water. Aw, Pupsy wants to race the clouds. You're fast, Pupsy, but are you cloud fast? Hey, Pupsy, while you run, let's look at a random cloud fact. Again, another one, another cloud fact. You keep running. All right, this might come as a surprise, but you know fog when it's hard to see outside and it kind of looks like clouds are floating around on the ground? Well, fog is a type of cloud that touches Earth's surface. Fog is a type of cloud. If you've ever wished you could touch a cloud, just wait for a foggy day. Dream come true. Look at that fog just floating there. Fog is a type of cloud that touches Earth's surface. Okay, is anything going to jump out of the water, or are we going to see anything interesting, or are we just staring at the fog here? Huh, I guess it's just the fog. That's okay. All right. Okay, now we are going to learn about 3 types of clouds, so you can identify clouds in the sky the next time you're outside. First, we have cumulus clouds. Cumulus clouds. Cumulus clouds are like pillows in the sky. They look super fluffy. They look like clouds you would just want to hug. Cumulus clouds. Next, we have stratus clouds. Stratus clouds are like blankets in the sky. They look really flat. Stratus clouds are flat clouds that are almost like blankets. Stratus. Last, we have cirrus clouds. Cirrus clouds look very wispy. Cirrus clouds almost look like white cotton candy strands. Sometimes they could almost look like feathers. Cirrus clouds. Let's see. Cumulus clouds are fluffy. Stratus clouds are flat. Cirrus clouds are wispy. What do you think of that? Oh, wow, that rhymed. That's cool. Hey, what type of clouds are these? They look flat, almost like blankets. Yeah, stratus. These are stratus clouds. Great job. All right, what type of clouds are these? They look fluffy like pillows. Yes, cumulus. These are cumulus clouds. Finally, what type of clouds are these? They look wispy, like cotton candy strands or feathers. Cirrus. These are cirrus clouds. Awesome job. There you have it, clouds. You know they're made of water, you know they have aerosols in them, you know they can bring precipitation and lower the temperature. Some of them move as fast as 100 miles per hour. You know 3 types of clouds. You did great. You did a great job.
Snails can sleep for 3 years. Some species of snails are known to sleep up to 3 years to avoid adverse environmental conditions.
The largest word in English has 189,819 letters. It's the chemical name for titin, a giant protein known to be the largest known protein.
What's the longest word in the English language? Seems simple enough. Just grab a dictionary and start counting, right? No, not all dictionaries are created equally. Words will differ depending on who and where you got that dictionary from. If you hop onto Google, you'll either find some joke answer or something that seems plausible, but is actually wrong. But you know, as they say, if you want the job done right, sometimes you have to do it yourself. The word typewriter is not the longest word. Or is it? No, it never was. Probably never will be. But it serves as a good place for us to begin our conquest to discover the true longest word. Clocking in at an amazing 10 letters, typewriter is known for only using the top row of a QWERTY-style keyboard. But let's talk about really long words, not failed wannabe words. Honorific abilitudinatibus is defined as the state of being able to achieve honors. It's the longest word to appear in one of Shakespeare's works, and is the longest word featuring alternating vowels and consonants. Not only is it just 27 letters, but some people don't consider this word to qualify as a contender because the word is in Latin. Anti-disestablishmentarianism is 28 letters, and also the political position of opposing disestablishment. It is the longest non-contrived and non-technical word, but not all dictionaries accept it due to its unfortunate lack of popular usage. Flockenokini-hilipilification is the act of regarding something as unimportant. It clocks in at 29 letters and is the longest unchallenged non-technical word. However, it still suffers from having contrived coinage. Pseudo-hypoparathyroidism is a medical disorder and also 30 letters long. However, it is disputed because it is rather technical, so let's move on. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious breaks the sequence of one-letter additions with 34 letters. It's unclear in source work and has been cited as a nonsense word. A lot of people believe that this is in fact the longest word, but in reality, we're only halfway. Hippopotamustrosis is the most evil word you can imagine. This word, 36 letters long, is the name of the fear of long words. Nice one, guys. Pneumonotremicrosscopixilicaniconiosis is the longest word in the Oxford Dictionary. Lots of people consider this as the longest word. It measures an impressive 45 letters long, and it is the disease silicosis. This word, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, is a fictional dish of food, and it is an amazing 182 letters long. It's the longest word coined by a major author, and is the longest word according to the Guinness World Records. However, the original word is in Greek, and this is just the English translation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the final stretch. The final milestone is this word, clocking in at a mind-boggling 189,819 letters. This is the chemical name of titin, the largest known protein. I tried pasting it onto my screen, but my computer had a stroke, so I'm not going to try to do that again. This word can take anywhere from 2 to 3.5 hours to pronounce. However, many people don't consider this to even be a word, since it's only 21 components that repeat, and is often described as being too technical, which it kind of is. So, what is it? What is the longest word in the English language? Well, what do you want it to be? This one. It's obviously this one.
Koalas have fingerprints. Koalas are one of few animals, along with humans and primates, that have unique fingerprints.
Let's learn about koalas. Although you may have heard them called koala bears, koalas are not bears at all. Like bears, koalas are mammals, which means they are warm-blooded, have fur, and feed their babies milk. Unlike bears, koalas are a special kind of mammal called marsupials. Marsupials have pouches to carry their babies in for a few months after they are born. Kangaroos are probably the most famous marsupials, but koalas have pouches too. Baby koalas are called joeys. When they are born, they are only about the size of a jelly bean. They have no fur and their eyes and ears are closed. Koala joeys will stay in their mother's pouches for about 6 months. Once a baby koala comes out of the pouch, it will hang onto its mother's back or stomach and stay with her for another 6 months. Full-grown koalas reach lengths of 24 to 33 inches or 60 to 85 centimeters and weights of up to 33 pounds or 15 kilograms, although the females are usually much smaller. Koalas are native to eastern Australia, where the eucalyptus forests they call their home grow. They are herbivores and eat almost exclusively eucalyptus leaves. Although there are about 600 types of eucalyptus trees in Australia, koalas will only eat about 120 of them, and an individual koala will only eat leaves from about 4 to 6 types. Eucalyptus trees are both food and a home for koalas. Koalas have short, curved claws, ideal for climbing trees, and 2 thumbs on their front paws that help them to grip small branches. They rarely even come to the ground to drink. The name koala is from an Aboriginal word meaning no drink, because koalas get most of their water from the leaves they eat. Koalas spend almost all of their time in the treetops, eating, or more likely, sleeping. Koalas usually sleep between 18 and 22 hours a day. It takes a lot of energy to digest eucalyptus leaves. Eucalyptus leaves are poisonous to most animals, but koalas have an extra long digestive system that allows them to break down the leaves without being hurt by the poison. Although koalas are not currently endangered, they are in trouble. Once they were hunted in large numbers for their soft fur. Although they are protected now, they need plenty of eucalyptus trees, about 100 trees per koala, to have enough food to eat. As the forests they live in are cut down by humans, koalas have fewer and fewer places to live. If we want to make sure that koalas stay healthy and happy, we need to protect their habitats so they have enough trees to call home.
friendship, ants can become stressed when they are separated from their best friend.
Hot water freezes faster than cold water. This strange phenomenon is known as Mpemba effect.
Bees can recognize human faces. Honeybees make out faces the same way we do. They take parts of the face and cobble them together to make out the whole face.
When a bee lands on a flower, they do two things. First, they suck the sweet, sweet nectar, a kind of sugary juice from the flower. They keep it in their stomach and then vomit it up to other bees in the hive. Gross, I know. But eventually, that becomes honey. Sorry if I ruined your breakfast. Okay, so as they do that, the bees also collect pollen, the part of the male plant that helps it reproduce when spread to female plants. It's sort of like the bees help mum and dad plants have babies. Cute. The bees have little tiny hairs on their back legs known as pollen baskets. They gather nectar and pollen and move on to the next flower to help the next lot of mum and dad plants. The bee is done once it has close to its own body weight in nectar and pollen, and then, amazingly, flies home. Think about that. Imagine if you had to carry a backpack with you in it. Then you had to fly somewhere. It's crazy, but they do it. The bees are super hard workers doing all they can to make sure their hive has important food for babies and themselves. Plus, they also make sure plants can grow and grow through pollination, which is what really helps us. We'd have a lot less food. We'd have no onions, almonds, or even avocados. And there'd be heaps less cucumbers, mangoes, apples, pumpkins, the list goes on and on. Plus, bees don't just help fruit and veg, they love to fly to a plant called lucerne, or hay, which is the favourite food for animals like cattle. Okay, so pollination by bees is super important to us. But our humble little bees are under threat. Oh no! Worldwide, there are more than 20,000 different types of bees, and 1,600 of them can only be found in Australia. We have the world's smallest, this little guy, the teensy-tiny Quasihesma bee. And then we have this big fella, the tropical carpenter bee. Oh, he's a gentle giant. But mostly, in Australia, we get honey, and that important pollination, from Western and European honeybees. They've been living and working here for more than 200 years. But their cousins around the world are in the struggle of their lives. Entire hives are dying in what's called colony collapse disorder. It's a really sad situation where all the worker bees suddenly disappear, leaving the queen on her own with just a few nurse bees. Her poor majesty. We don't fully know what causes it, but scientists believe it's a combination of big problems like pesticides, pollution, and other bugs such as mites. Those mites are really bad for bees. They're like bees' enemy number one. Right now, Australia is the only country in the whole world that doesn't have these bee-killing bugs. But it's a battle to keep it that way. Very clever bee scientists and bee police are working hard to keep rival foreign bees like the African and Asian honeybees from spreading in Australia. Those bees are much more aggressive than the ones we have. They rob existing hives for honey and can carry diseases that our bees don't know how to get better from. Right now, Australia is making sure these pests don't make it to our shores. They're setting up special empty hives near ports where those naughty bees might try to sneak into Australia, and they're catching them there. It's important work because we need our bees to help us make delicious food that's still cheap for us all. Because if all our bees go, we won't have honey, and definitely no honey chicken.
Pigeons can recognize themselves in the mirror. Pigeons are one of small number of species that pass the mirror test, a measure of self-recognition.
That's all for our segment today.
Stay tuned with us for more. Bye.